This artwork's called Best Time Ever, and it's by emerging artists Lauren Brincat and Dominic Finlay-Jones, and it's a work that's been commissioned by Splendour in the Grass and the Australia Council as part of the Splendid initiative.
The Best Time Ever is based on Led Zeppelin's song Stairway to Heaven. I was a part of the Splendid Arts Lab last year, and a couple of architects said to us, think of a title, and I thought of the Stairway to Heaven, and then I teamed up with Dominic and we made a Stairway to Heaven. It also works as a festival sundial, so that's where the Best Time Ever title came from. I'd say that there's quite a bit of risk involved. Obviously, the first thing you think of is that you want to climb it, and so I quite like that element of risk and opportunity. It's just like an amazing opportunity for someone like me to make a really big scale work. I think in an event like this, it's always good to have something that's a larger scale. I think if you had a smaller work, it would get lost. It's taken about 2 months to build, 8 months to kind of for it to happen, and a whole lot of cranes and big machinery for it to go up, but it only took a day, which is pretty good. I think it's just an aesthetic piece that I hope everyone will enjoy.
My name's Carl Scrace. I did as part of the Arts Lab last year for Splendid, and this year lucky enough to make a 40-metre high work for it, so pretty exciting. Called the generative power of opposites. If you look at it one way, it's peace, the other way it's up yours. So had a few people running up to me already and going, oh, it could also be up yours. I'm like, yeah, could. Hopefully it communicates to a few people. I think most people come in and see it as a massive peace sign. I think actually someone just came up to me before and said, it's kind of like life, isn't it? Like both sides, it's like the yin and yang. I'm like, yeah, it's a great point. Work with a company called Mr. Inflatables. Give them a lot of money, say I want a scan in my hand, and said make this as big as you can, and that's pretty much it. It's been pretty hairy actually getting it up on site. It's the biggest one they've ever done, so it's pretty scary putting it up. There'll be probably lots of people going like this, getting photos in front of it. There already has been. So it's just a big landmark, something to think about if people are willing to think about it a bit more. If not, who cares?
This is a project called Human Nature, essentially portraits projected onto trees which have a similar form to the human head. And there's this sort of synergy that happens with the right tree, with the right portrait, that sort of has a complete sort of interaction, I guess. It's a project that was first developed on the Woodford site for the very first Woodford Folk Festival. Initially done with 35mm slides, and it really came out of an experimentation just with projected imagery and environment. A really effective project in a festival context. It's very subtle, but it's monumental, and it's sort of one of those projects that just sneak up on people. And presented again at Woodford's sort of a nice circle in the development of that work. It's obviously different projectors now, different content, but the concept is still the same principle as 13 years ago. It's sort of a monument to the everyday. You know, everyone who's projected here, I've no one that anyone knows. So I like that idea of taking the everyday person and turning them into this monument that, you know, everyone spends time looking at for very long periods of time.
Good.
It looks like grapes, black grapes. I have no idea though.
I guess we kind of went away, like the whole 10 of us went away for a weekend together after Splendour and after the lab, and just kind of like sat in the Blue Mountains in Sydney and sort of thought, well, what could we do? Like, what would like be fun to do at the festival? Like, it was like the middle of the night, and we're like, why don't we just like, you know, when there's a party, they have like balloons out the front. What if there was like a really big party with like heaps of balloons? Really simple work. It's really like small, but then a big part of the work, I guess, for us is like the endurance of us having to work the whole festival, you know, and like that thing of like performance artists who just like keep doing the same repetitive action. I got nothing but the taste, nothing but the smell of twisting. Mine aren't too bad. They're kind of a bit shaky though from the repetitions.
I didn't think balloons would make you bleed.
I think it'll be something that you can visit throughout the festival. It's kind of like, it's very like the way that you engage with this work is that it just kind of sits there and you might come past and it's just slowly growing, and the next time you see it it's like twice as big. It's like something that's almost like meditative, like it's the same really simple action over and over and over and again.
It's about repetition.
Just keep walking. Just keep.
Tent of Miracles. This year we've been running 2 shows. One's a show called A Church of Two Hens and a Chicken, where we marry people, punters, these nutters. And then at night we do more like a cabaret show, where we run a 2-hour show, or 3 times a night.
Magazine, just like the paparazzi, you won't even ask me, no. Well, all you got to do is.
I think we've been doing the show, we've done 9 out of 10, I think. Yeah, so each year it's growing, getting bigger and bigger. It's a sort of a spoof idea. I guess I'm sort of influenced by that whole era of Monty Python and the League of Gentlemen, and just like being cheeky and kind of mixing it up a bit. Theatre's a kind of tricky thing to pull off in these environments because, you know, their attention span's pretty small, and they're generally here to see big bands. But as the festivals become bigger and bigger, you realise a lot of people aren't interested so much in coping with those huge crowds. So I like ending up in some crazy venue with a bunch of weirdos doing song and dance routines.
Six months writing the show, and 3 months serious development and construction.
It's the living here in the Tent of Miracles.
Religious overtones, that's basically a Catholic upbringing, I suppose. That's how we got the church going in the first place. That's why I source all my material is from my childhood.
Being seduced by the sounds of the devil again.
And Why is it a satanic overtones? Because that's funny too, isn't it?
I don't think I'll ever be the same again. It's changed me. It's caused me pain. It brought up heaps of shit that I've got going on. But that's sorry. I shouldn't bother you with my shit.
The sacred laxative of paradise is our only redemption, brothers and sisters.
I think with more crew, more infrastructure, you could kind of, showcase lots and lots more freaky acts, and that'd be really good. That'd be fun.
It's been a great association over the years. It's been 7 years and I've made, I think, over 14 different installations. They've all been enjoyable, they've all been learning experiences, and this year I think it's all come around into the one king hit, and it's called The Uncanny. It's not normal traditional sculpture, it's spectacle art, and it's about the theatrical delivery of the work just temporarily with a slightly controlled time span and a controlled aspect that the audience gets to look at it from. There's a lot of things to do with the actual mechanics of the festival ingredients that are already here, what a forklift can pick up, what it can't pick up. So I evolved through a lot of practical reasons to make my stuff the way that I do, because I know that it works in this environment. It's the drama of delivering a spectacle is to create a memorable moment that they take away with them. It doesn't matter if it stays up there forever. They only take away one moment in their memory. So this year, this sculpture is the most 3D one and the most resolved that I've ever made. And I think it's got the right amount of poetry in it and ambiguity. Like, people really came up and said, wow, it's a pelvis and it's a guitar and it's a spinning double helix. That's great. And I went, yeah, you got it, baby. It's all those things.